Is DeepSeek Coder as good as they say it is? Here is a honest review. I have 10 years of experience as an AI software engineer, and this guy apparently has 20 years of experience, but his review is only about DeepSeek on the browser. He never actually used the DeepSeek API. I actually went ahead and used the DeepSeek API, and this was my experience. It was not a good experience.
Clear standout in search right now. And then the actual API itself. So I didn't actually spend a whole lot of time working with the DeepSeek API. I did a little bit, but I'd like to spend more. I'd also like some of my clients that I run locally to incorporate it so I can actually run it in my normal environment. So rather than have to go to the web browser.
He has no idea how bad the DeepSeek API is. So going into the DeepSeek API, let me show you guys how terrible this is. It is constantly creating bugs. It is inserting code in the wrong location. It does not follow instructions. I kept reiterating it to not use a tool, and it kept using that same tool no matter what. And I showed him the errors multiple times that he was causing, and he kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it again and again and again. So it all ended like this. You're damaging the code and wasting time and money. I understand your frustration and I'll stop making changes to the code. Let me instead provide the complete test code in this message that you can review and implement manually. He wanted me to implement it manually. If you know how to use Klein, you know that you don't need to implement code manually. It does it for you. But since this model is very bad at following instructions, I honestly prefer using Google Gemini over this one because it gets things done. This one really doesn't follow instructions. No matter how much you tell it to follow instructions, it doesn't want to follow instructions. It's definitely a training error. So I'm done working with you. You don't follow instructions and make too much errors. You're damaging the code. I apologize for frustration. Let me take a step back and approach this differently. I'll focus on just adding new test cases without modifying any existing code. So he tried doing that, but he didn't actually do that. Gemini does it very well. Gemini follows the instructions and uses the correct tool instead of using the stupid insert tool, which I don't know why the guys at Klein haven't fixed it yet. I think I'm gonna have to go and fix it myself because it's really bad, like horrible bad. So at least on Gemini and DeepSeek and even on Claude. So why are you deleting the code without authorization? It's very hard to work with you. I apologize for the confusion. Let me take a different approach by only adding the new test. It's even deleting code that I never instructed it to delete that code, and it still did what I didn't instruct it to do. And I'm telling it, please update the entire file. I update the entire file, and what does it do? It actually starts deleting stuff. So, and stuff that's perfectly working. So I'm creating an AI agentic APIs, guys, that basically solves the problem of creating automatic YouTube videos with AI that are auto-posted to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, every social network with just one click. Generates the content based on news, on information. So it's a really cool project. But the problem is that, honestly, thank God I only spent like $2 on this project. If I would have spent more money, I would probably be even more pissed. But just so you guys can actually see, and let me know if I'm making a mistake, and maybe I'm not using this properly. But there's only one model. As you guys can see, I only used $1. I used all my money, and so I did, and that's around 6 million tokens. So that's a significant amount of use to arrive to this conclusion. This is the stupid API key, and as you guys can see, I did actually pay. So if we go here to documentation, we can actually see here that there is only one model available. I'm using that model, but it is terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible, terrible model. So they introduced this version 3 on the web browser. It is on par with Claude, on par with ChatGPT. Probably better because it's free and super fast. And this model has potential. What on earth they're using on the API right now, who knows? But it ain't good. It's terrible. So hopefully they're gonna use it on. They're gonna fix this thing and use a better model on the API, because why on earth would we be paying for this if it doesn't really get the job done? It starts deleting things. It doesn't follow instructions, and that ain't right, guys. That's just not right. Okay, so that's my honest review, guys. Regarding privacy and data, well, you probably don't care about that, because if you do, then you really need to look into open source models, because then you can actually download. Because if you're using an API, obviously your data is going to be used for training, which is out of the question. So forget about privacy when you use someone else's API. And I'm out. Let me know, guys. If I'm doing something wrong, if there's a better way of using this, let me know. But I really did follow all the instructions here, and there's only one model, and it ain't working. And I'm pretty sure the other YouTubers, they're the ones that are just hyping stuff up, so you guys clickbait and think it's amazing, but in reality, it is not. Not real. Reality sucks here, guys. It's far from the hype. Okay? So, going back to Google Gemini, I'm going to do a better review on Claude, see if it's actually working better. That's my video for now. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? Peace out.